welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Bree, aka the Booktrovert here on YouTube, and today I am so excited. I am so excited because it's Book of the Month Day. It's Book of the Month Day. Woo woo woo. It's book. I'm never doing that again. I'm very excited because it's the very first Book of the Month Day in 2025. It's not 2025 yet, but it will be very shortly. But this is January's Book of the Month picks. So before we get started, as always, let me know in the comments what you end up picking, if you pick anything. I have a link down below in my bio. You get your first book for $5. Such a great deal. But yeah, let's get into the picks. I'm so excited. I already know a couple of spoilers for this month, and I'm very excited. Also, side note, if you're interested in spoilers, you can join our Discord for our book club, Host for Pros. Don't worry, it's very light, it's not crazy. And I have added some spoilers. Well, we've added a section to put Book of the Month spoilers if you're interested. So you can know kind of what the picks are going to be a little bit before they're released. Usually we get the spoilers about a week before they're put out. Sometimes we get them like the week after the books are put out from the previous month, but they're usually always correct. Actually, I don't know that they've ever been incorrect, but yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, so here we have the January books. We have 6 hardcover selections. I also want to say I am challenging myself this year to stick to a budget when it comes to buying books, because there's a lot of goals that we want to accomplish financially and just this year in life and stuff like that. So why is my camera always so close to my face? I will be keeping that in mind and utilizing my library a ton. So without further ado, let's get into the January Book of the Month books. Book of the Month books. Alright, so first we have Andromeda, which I think is how you say that, a literary fiction by Therese Bowman. Quick Take is a publishing assistant and her boss form a complex relationship based on fervent ideals about art, culture, and power. Kindly note this book is highbrow, multiple viewpoints, cerebral, wow, I am not cerebral. Book about books under 200 pages. Oh, this is a very short book. I have to say, these types of covers really just do it for me. I love like art. Like this looks like a beautiful painting. Like I would hang this up in my house. And then we have the synopsis here, so you can feel free to pause and read if you'd like. I would read it, but it ends up making the video like 50 years long. And then moving on, we have The 3 Lives of Kate K by Kate Fagan, which is a contemporary fiction. I feel like I saw this on NetGalley. I feel like it's also reminding me of another book where like she's looking in the rearview mirror of her car. I don't remember. Anyways, Quick Take, a propulsive tale of buried secrets, hidden identities, and a reclusive author's journey to finally tell her own story. Good to know are its multiple viewpoints, LGBTQ plus themes, a non-linear timeline, and following a writer's life. Here is the synopsis if you'd like to pause and read. Then we have Babylonia by Constanza Casati. That is actually like a really beautiful name, Constanza Casati. King's Fall, Queen's Rise. Oh, and this is a historical fantasy. Quick Take is adventure, forbidden romance, and a bloodshed abound in this epic retelling of an infamous ancient female ruler. That sounds really good. I'm not even gonna lie. Not for the faint of heart, this book is gruesome. This image that they put here is actually so funny. Like, it's just, I don't know. Anyways, that's their depiction of gruesome. Good to know is it's over 400 pages, salacious, multiple viewpoints, and based on a classic. Here is the synopsis if you would like to pause and read. Also note there are content warnings that depict sexual assault, domestic abuse, and suicide. So keep that in mind. And as always, please check your trigger warnings before purchasing or reading any book if you are sensitive to that kind of stuff. Then we have The Favorites by Lane Fargo, which is a contemporary fiction. This cover is so beautiful. Quick take, elite figure skaters experience chemistry on and off the ice in this intoxicating tale of ambition, sabotage, and love. Good to know are it's romance, movie-ish, over 400 pages, and glamorous. Here's the synopsis if you would like to pause and read. Then we have a repeat author, Kate Alice Marshall. This is her new book, A Killing Cold, which is a thriller, also an early release. Visiting her fiancé's wealthy family provides answers to her forgotten past, but the truth always comes at a cost. Good to know are its psychological, family drama, nonlinear timeline, and graphic violence. Here's the synopsis if you'd like to pause and read. And the content warnings say this book contains scenes that depict a miscarriage, child abuse, and mentions of domestic abuse. So just keep that in mind if you do find yourself leaning towards this one. Then the final pick we have is another repeat author, Daniel Black. This is a historical fiction called Isaac's Song. Quick take, journeying across memory, a man reflects on his contentious relationship with his father and the cost of forgiveness. Life is tragic. This book is melancholy. This is reminding me a lot of his other book, Don't Cry for Me, which I did read and I was not a huge fan of, simply because I felt like the father I don't know. I felt like the father was way too hard on his son and was just, the forgiveness letter just didn't feel very forgiving to me, although I'm very sensitive to like father relationships. But maybe this one will be better. I'm not sure. This is sounding very much like Don't Cry for Me. Except possibly like backwards, because I think Don't Cry for Me was more of the dad looking back on his life with his son, and this one seems like it might be the son looking back on his relationship with his father. Anyways, good to know are its 80s family drama, LGBTQ plus themes, and graphic violence. Here is the synopsis if you'd like to pause and read. And please remember the content warnings. This book contains scenes depicting sexual assault and mentions of child abuse and domestic abuse. So yeah, this seems like a very hard-hitting book. I'm not sure that this is gonna be for me, but maybe I'll listen to the audio or something like that. So those are our January picks, and then we have some add-ons, which I'm very excited about. So we have this, which I was very shocked to see. I had no idea that this was even a thing. I'm sure some of you have heard of the Ruby Frank family vlogging drama. I believe she's in jail now because of how she treated her children, and I believe this is her daughter's memoir, which seems very fascinating. I've already requested it from the library. I'm very excited to see what the daughter's take on all of this is, because I mean, this was a story that blew up, and I just cannot believe the lengths that people will go to just to be famous. But this is a memoir called The House of My Mother. It's her debut by Sherry Frank. In this shocking memoir, the daughter of a disgraced vlogger finally gets the chance to tell her side of the story. Good to know are its family drama, unsettling, buzzy, and coming of age. Here's the synopsis if you'd like to pause and read. And this is gonna kill me. The content warnings depict child abuse and mentions of sexual assault. I can't even believe that this is... Also, if you add this book to your box, it will ship between the 7th and the 8th of January. So I'll definitely be reading this book, doing a review for it, and kind of giving you my thoughts. I don't really rate memoirs, but I will be happy to read this and tell you my thoughts on it, which I'm sure are going to be very, very similar with everyone else's thoughts on their mother. Then we have one that I'm so excited about. I love Emily Austen. I actually fell in love with her through Book of the Month. I read Interesting Facts About Space last year. It was a Book of the Month choice. Read it, immediately knew that Emily Austen was going to be an auto-buy author for me. So the fact that this is also a choice is very, very exciting. This is called We Could Be Rats by Emily Austen, a contemporary fiction and an early release. In the midst of a horrific event, two sisters write a series of letters attempting to express the inexpressible. Good to know Art's emotional, multiple viewpoints, LGBTQ+ themes, and siblings. Here is the synopsis if you would like to pause and read, and please remember the content warnings. This book contains mentions of suicide, sexual assault, and domestic abuse. I know I'm gonna love this. I love Emily Austen's like kind of quirky writing and characters, and just I feel like they really just hit you in the feels in the best way. So I'm very excited about this one. This one will definitely be added to my box. Then we have another book that I'm very excited about. I actually got a NetGalley early release arc of this one. So this is A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young, a magical realism. After a woman loses her twin, she must reckon with their uncanny bond and make sense of the life he left behind. Good to know's Art's supernatural nonlinear timeline, quest, and siblings. Here is the synopsis if you'd like to pause and read. I have the hiccups, I'm sorry. And this book does contain mentions of the death of a child. It looks like we've got 4 other add-ons. So the next one is What Happened to the McCraes by Tracy Lang. This is another author that they have had picks from before. This is a contemporary fiction. Quick takes are it is never too late to reconnect with the ones you love in this tear-jerking story of a man returned to his hometown. Life is tragic, this book is melancholy. Good to knows are family drama, nonlinear timeline, sad, and second chance romance. Here's the synopsis if you'd like to pause and read, as well as the content warnings, which it looks like mentions of suicide and the death of a child. Then we have The Stolen Queen by Fiona Davis, which is a historical fiction. I have actually not heard of this one. In this treasure trove of historical fiction, an unlikely duo must recover a lost artifact before it's too late. Good to know's are is a non-linear timeline, whodunit, NYC, and glamorous. Here's the synopsis if you'd like to pause and read. I see that it's set in Egypt of 1936, so that is very interesting. And 1978 in New York. Then we have Playworld, a literary fiction by Adam Ross. 1980s New York comes to life in the sweeping coming of age about a teen actor navigating a complicated relationship. That sounds kind of scary. Kindly note this book is highbrow. Good to know it's over 400 pages, NYC, set in the 80s, and coming of age. Yep, I see what I needed to see. 22 years, Griffin Sr. Okay, yeah, so this looks like it might be a little, yep, sexual assault and child abuse. Okay. But here's the synopsis if you'd like to pause and read. And then the last add-on that we have is More or Less Maddie by Lisa Genova. This is a contemporary fiction. I have heard so many great things about this book. I already have my hold at the library, so I will be getting it from there. But after an unexpected mental health diagnosis, a college student navigates what it means to feel more or less herself. Good to know's art is emotional, heavy read, social issues, and set in New York City. Here is the synopsis if you'd like to pause and read. And please remember that this book contains scenes that depict attempted suicide, suicidal ideation, and self-harm. And there's the synopsis if I wasn't slow enough for you to pause it. Okay, I'm gonna go look at all these books, and then I will come back and I will let you know what I think my book of the month book is gonna be. Oh, but before I forget, if you're ever not interested in the picks that they have, you can always choose a member fave. So they change them every month. This month it looks like we have Hello Stranger by Catherine Sinner, A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, Dark Corners by Megan Golden, The Star-Crossed Sisters of Tuscany by Lori Nelson Spielman, and Peach Blossom Spring by Melissa Fu. Or if you're not interested in any of those, you can always skip the month and you will not be charged. So let me go figure out what I'm going to get, and then I will come back and let you know. Alrighty guys, I am back. Unfortunately the website stopped working. I think just a lot of people are on the website right now. But the app still works, so I was able to order my box. I ended up being really good. I got 2 books this month. So let me just see if I can't show you. I ended up going with The Favorites by Lane Fargo and We Could Be Rats by Emily Austin. I was very interested in Babylonia, but I think my mom's going to end up getting that one, so I will borrow it from her. As well as Andromeda by Teresa Bowman. I actually did a little bit of research and found out that I believe is a translated book from Sweden, so it was translated from Swedish. But I could not find it anywhere. My library didn't have it, Libby didn't have it, Hoopla didn't have it. So I think I'm just gonna have to wait on that one to see where I can read it from. But yeah, I just wanted to be good this month. The Favorites had a very good Goodreads score of like 4.63 stars. Andromeda had like 3.6 stars. Yeah, so that is my book of the month box. Let me know down below what you guys chose. I'm so excited to do another year of book of the month with you guys. You guys know I love this. I love this subscription. I actually just canceled my Fairy Loot subscription. And ironically, book of the month offers a lot of the books that Fairy Loot was offering in their adult and young adult subscription box. So it just ended up being a lot cheaper that way. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!